Hello, my beautiful friends. Happy Monday evening. I wonder how you're all doing. How you feeling today? I know that today for me, I woke up super agitated and angry, and that sort of really burbling under the surface, meh, that I wasn't really in love with. But I wasn't the anger. I was recognizing and noticing that I was feeling angry, which is a big difference. Certainly for me, it kept me out of reaction. It kept me from acting angry and just noticing the anger and thinking, something's up there. And it kept me paying attention. Even though I wanted to leave that sort of mood, if you will, and not be feeling angry and agitated, it was there. It was sort of present and it wasn't going anywhere. And so, being that we're always at choice, one of my choices was to get up and just be angry and be the anger. And my other choice was to get up, feel the anger, allow it to be there without making a judgment about it, which without sort of judging myself for being and feeling that way, and instead just being the sort of in the background, watching that feeling and allowing it to be. And so I got up and I did my morning meditation and I got centered and grounded and balanced, even though I was, readily taking my deep breaths. I still had that underlying rage, really, and that sort of agitation, and I couldn't quite put my finger on what was agitating me, but I was feeling the agitation, and it was definitely present in my body. Again, not buying into being the anger, but just noticing that it's there. Anger is not new to me. I know that I have it. I know that it lies underneath the surface and always has. I know that it's been building for a long time, and it makes me a little bit scared at how much I can get consumed by it, and sometimes how volatile I feel when I'm intensely being the anger, instead of just noticing that I'm feeling the anger. And so that isn't pleasant for anybody that I'm around, including myself. Hugely destructive, really. So I'm practicing, I'm allowing, I'm noticing, I'm being curious. I wonder if any of that stuff is happening for you. The first card that I pulled today was Mother and Daughter. Uh, Mothering, teaching, sharing knowledge, nurturing, growth. And I know that for me, I have my one daughter here that I live with who I get to see every day, which is great. And I love her, and she's doing a fabulous job of being a mom and doing a great job with my granddaughter. But I have another daughter, and she is far away, in that I can't go to see her, I can't hug her, I can't hold her. But we did have a video chat today, and I'm happy about that. At least making the heart to heart connection and knowing that I love her, but there's that sort of longing place. And when I pulled the card, I thought, isn't that interesting? But the truth of the matter is, we're all daughters, us women in particular, uh, to Mother Earth. And so it's sort of, broader than that. It was not so focused on just the mother and daughter theme, is what I took from that. What I read about it, telling what you believe to be. Should have put my glasses on. Parenting is about teaching. Think about how you teach your children how to be themselves, offering opportunities for natural wisdom to be learned. Nowhere other than other ways and truths, and it is your right to parent yourself through this new natural learning time. I'm going to repeat that. It is your right to parent yourself through this new natural learning time. And I know that for myself, I have to actually be the parent in the situation when I want to cram food in, or, today's reintroduction of sugar and just wanting to go Harry Canary and, pardon my language, but fuck everything. Uh, because it's my natural habitual response is to screw everything and run, and be in that fearful place and let that manifest. And I'm working with more ease to move into a gentler, kinder place. But I've been in that rigidness for so long, and that rigidity causes so much stress in my body, and it's a natural sort of habitual thing to go to is food for me. And that's not helpful in these times, because I could literally probably eat myself to death. If I just stayed in that rigidity and that fear, it would not be a good thing. My second card that I pulled is Stolen in Her Sleep. And it's a card that I've had in the last couple of days, or in the last while, a few times. And I was really sort of wondering, like, okay, but the truth of the matter is I'm still not telling myself the whole truth about things. I'm still not living aligned with what I really know to be true. I half get there, I sort of practice, I get near that place, and then I shy away. And I'm not sure what the fear is of stepping fully into myself, allowing myself to be all of who I am, and allowing myself to show up in all of those different ways. So some of the things I read about that, we have not been present. Ooh. Even aware of what's been happening. This beautiful being is so deeply enchanted and enspelled by conditioned thinking, by the sleep of her untested beliefs, that the only answer for her now is to go deep, where she will be reconnected with the earth and reborn. I believe that I'm being called, along with many of you, to more. Being called to leadership, being called to go within. And I know that that's really scary, because there's lots of stuff in there. And quite frankly, with the agitation and the anger that I woke up with this morning, I was just really pissed off at the whole world and all of this stuff, not to mention compiled with all of the heartache, all of the betrayal, all of the neglect, both my own and from other people. All of it compiled has got me to this place. And at this point in time, the only thing that I know how to do is make a choice to do something different. And so even though I wanted to cram chocolate in my face today, I chose not to. It was not an easy choice, and I don't know that I'll always make that choice. But for today, in that moment, that impulse to hurt myself didn't win, which is a pretty great thing. For now, she is slumbering through her life in fear, never in the present moment. She is so stuck, so set in the ways of fear and programming, that it is time for the powers of the deep elements, the earth, to take her in for a time so she can be transformed. She's indeed asleep to her own light, her own freedoms, her own blessings, and it is time for her to be transformed. A fear of spiritual processes and traditions and new thoughts that are outside the mainstream. And I know that I've often felt challenged by, what will people think? What will people say? What will people do? How will I be judged? Any of you ever had that experience? And I know at this point in time, it's really easy to fall into the pit of despair around that stuff, because there will be people that will talk, and there will be people that will say things. But when I come from a spiritual place and I'm grounded and earthed and rooted in my truths, then all that other stuff sort of falls away. And all the people that have opinions that aren't for my greatest good are none of my business, and they don't really matter. The truth is, I know my truth, and as long as I keep my heart open and I follow that, then I'm doing what I need to do. The third card that I pulled, again, a repeat, but this is not new to me, because this means ancestry to me. This means legacy, light the darkness. We are light. We are love. That is what we are. And at some point in time, we start to forget that. It gets covered, it gets buried with other people's opinions, and usually when we're children, because we just want to be loved and accepted for who we are. And for some reason, parents, teachers, friends can't always love us the way that we need to be loved for all of who we are. And so we start to get the messages that we're not okay. And we start to alter how we show up in the world. And what I've learned after 48 years of being on this planet is that it's to my detriment when I believe those voices, when I believe those truths instead of my own, when I negate how I know that I know that I know, my innate wisdom, when I deny that from happening, when I deny listening to it, I deny pieces of myself. And now I'm busy trying to collect these pieces and put them back together. Some of the reading today that captured me, when we feel and see and know that connection to all that is, when we are afire with inspiration and ideas flow to us and from us and within us, that we are restored to our true selves. Listen, seek. You will learn a great deal at this time connecting with elders, their wisdom. We know the answers. I hope that you filled yourself with content today that makes your heart happy, that makes you full of joy. And that if you found yourself in that intense place, that you allowed yourself to breathe your way out of it. Call a friend, reach out, ask for what you need, be willing to risk, and know that you are love. We are love. And as long as I embody that, all of what I am, all of who I am, all of what I see, all of what I believe, then truthfully, I think peace comes within, and then we'll see it out there. I hope you have a fabulous evening. So much love to you today and every day. Be well.